And when those bonds of trust crumble, it becomes much more difficult for communities and countries to make progress. And finally, corruption and poorly functioning tax systems put a strain on our partnerships with developing countries. All of us here are supporting development. We're committed to doing so. And the United States will continue to lead the world in providing assistance. But let me say very openly, it is difficult to ask American taxpayers to spend money abroad when the elites in the countries themselves turn their backs on their own people, especially at a time of difficult budgetary decisions. It is not hard to imagine that an unemployed worker or a struggling business somewhere in my country would wonder why we would offer our hard-earned tax dollars to help those who will not reach the social consensus to help themselves. As donor countries make our assistance more effective, recipient countries must do their parts as well. When a country makes reforms in taxation, transparency, and fighting corruption, it ignites a virtuous cycle. Taxpayers see what they're getting for their money, and they can no longer rely on the old excuses for not paying their share. Higher revenues means that the government can provide better services and pay decent wages to public employees. And so these reforms in turn create a more attractive climate for foreign investors, and they strengthen the case we can make to our own citizens for continuing to support development programs. So if we partner with developing countries to break the vicious cycle and instead catalyze the virtuous cycle, we can not only help them provide more for their own people, but actually get on the path to self-sufficiency. Now, there are many examples of countries that have made commendable progress. I will just mention three. El Salvador has now broadened its tax base and made its system more equitable. South Africa has fought corruption and made its budgeting more transparent. Tanzania has introduced new systems to track taxpayers and payments and modernized its customs department. And each of these nations has seen its tax revenues climb significantly as a percentage of GDP. The United States has made this a priority through a wide range of initiatives. The State Department, USAID, and our Treasury Department have supported many countries in their efforts to broaden their tax base, strengthen enforcement, simplify the payment of taxes, and improve the management of public funds.